Yay!
Okay.
Hi guys, so we had some technical difficulties trying to get online. So we're here now.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Hannah,
I'm Yvonne.
and we are the interns of NaNoWriMo. So today we have some fun stuff for you guys.
I hope.
I hope, yeah. So let's get everything up. We're a little bit behind. So what's a word sprint, Amon? For the people that haven't been to our write-ins before, what do we do?
So word sprints are timed prompts that we give you to help jumpstart your story if you're like struggling with a certain part or give you inspiration. This is what we do in our virtual write-ins, which is where we all get together on our laptops and write together.
Yep. So timed prompts. If you guys don't like the prompts,
Totally optional.
totally optional. Share your word count. Just write for the time that we are in, or like doing, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with a warm-up prompt to let everyone get in, even though we were the ones that were late. About 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So our prompt for our warm-up prompt is: if your character could have a superpower, what would it be and why? So we're gonna start that.
So you'll have 5 minutes. We'll give you a 1-minute warning where you can start submitting your character's superpower.
And yeah, so we'll start now. So we have about a minute left. If you guys want to send in your favorite line or your favorite superpower that your character has or didn't have before this warm up, go ahead and send that in the chat. All right, that is time. Do you have any good ones that you see coming up?
I see one from Sarah Riolini. I'm sorry if I butchered that. They wrote, if I could have any superpower, it would probably be the ability to see into the future and see how my life turns out. I explained as I stuck my marshmallow into the fire crackling in front of me.
I like that the campfire theme was,
Yeah.
Incorporated. If you guys haven't been here before, this is Blobby. He's our T-Rex friend.
T-Rex or like?
Yeah, he's a T-Rex. He's not an alligator.
That's true.
I looked it up.
I can never. Oh, okay. See, I tried.
So Charisse with 112 said if she was invisible, her mother wouldn't have to look at her every day and tell her how much she looked like her father. That's sad.
Oh no.
Catherine, the writer, got to 187 words. Good job. Many Words Club.
I see Sasha Man got 101 words.
That's awesome. And then do you want to read one more?
Okay, I'll read Melanie Hannon. They wrote, my character Lizzie would have the power to create fireballs so she could throw them at the triplets when they get annoying. That would be a handy superpower, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay, so we have like kind of a busy
version.
write-in today.
Yeah, there's not going to be any breaks. So, if you haven't grabbed your coffee,
go do it now.
Go do it now. But today we are discussing villains and antagonists. So we also have a little treat for you guys.
So today we're going to be doing the choose your own adventure. We haven't tried this before, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we really haven't tried this before, but I guess we'll just start out with our topic for today. So for every protagonist that we have, there's an antagonist, like we talked about yesterday. Antagonist doesn't have to be a human. It could be nature, it could be society, supernatural. Your options are pretty much endless there. Your protagonist is usually the leader of your story, and your antagonist is the opposing person, force, etc. of your protagonist. They are often trying to stop your protagonist from accomplishing something. A goal or a mission, or starting the campfire or something.
Yeah. So that's our topic. So the way we're going to be doing this choose your own adventure is we'll be reading parts of the story and we'll give you two choices. So whatever choice you make will affect which prompt you'll get to do your exercise with. If that makes sense. So here we're going to jump into our choose your own adventure.
Yes.
So you open up the newspaper one day to find out that the beloved camp that you have been attending for years now has been overtaken by an evil force. What was once a place for creative minds to get together and help one another while producing some of their greatest work is now stifling everyone's creativity. The worst part is this evildoer has been a welcoming presence in their camp by all. Just why would this being do such a thing?
So, going into our first word sprint, the best antagonists are ones that are actual characters, or force are being, give them some body, like not just, the wind knocked over
Yeah.
my cup. I mean, that sucks too.
You don't want them to be like a cartoon that are just like twirling their evil mustache and they have this like silly evil laugh.
You can, but
I mean, it'd be more fun if there's more to them than that.
yeah, 3-dimensional characters. So should we?
So
We didn't really figure this out before.
Yeah. So this is a little confusing. We're working on it. So going back to our adventure. So now that you know that there's someone taking over the camp, you have a decision to make. You throw down the newspaper in anger and frustration. You decide that you have to do something about it. But the problem is what? You decide to drive down and find out who has done this to your beloved camp. According to the newspaper, no one has really even seen the villain. When you arrive at camp, the air is cold and the sky is dark, nothing like the warm summer days you had experienced during the past. You decide to A. Head into the woods after hearing a mysterious chirping noise, or B. Walk over to the lake after hearing a mysterious rumbling noise. So in the chat, choose either A or B, and then we will give you your prompt for this first word sprint.
Yes. Very intense. Maybe we should actually read out the prompts too while they're deciding. No?
Well, they'd have to make a choice, then they'll find out.
Well, yeah, but we still have prompts.
That's true.
So we'll read out our prompts too. If you want to keep an eye on the chat and see what they decide. So prompt A for this word sprint, totally optional. What is the backstory for your villain or antagonist? What is something that is relatable about them? Or prompt B, what makes your villain or antagonist tick? Like what just makes them irritated? Like I know for me it's when my little sister keeps talking to me over and over and over, even though I've made it clear that I'm done with the discussion.
I am that little sister of my sister, so I totally do that.
But yeah.
The decision is a split. Let's see.
I'm seeing a lot of B's.
I saw a lot of A's earlier.
Okay. So
should we go with B?
Yeah, we'll go with B. But first, 7 minutes for either one of our prompts, and we'll start now.
So prompt B is the one we saw a lot of people choosing. So the prompt is, what makes your villain or antagonist tick?
Wait, is that how we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I read out both of them.
It's okay. Yeah, as you can see, we're still figuring this out. So if you're confused, we're kind of
confused with you.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. Your antagonist doesn't have to be human, by the way. It can be, as we stated before, like an animal, a being, a force, society, something more abstract.
All right, we have about a minute left. If you want to share your favorite line in the chat, we'll read a couple out. And just so you know, we figured out how we're doing this, so we'll clarify in a minute.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we don't test things out.
Yeah.
All right, time is up. So,
So I saw some people struggling a little with this. I think antagonists are really hard, especially like for me personally. If I want to write like a depressing or angry scene, I have to be in that mood. So if I'm actually angry at that time, it really helps me out personally.
Yeah, we're not suggesting going and getting mad, but maybe carry a notebook around
Yeah.
with you. So if we want to gather a couple,
Okay, so I have one from Eve Gray.
okay.
They wrote, I have sort of an organization of 3 antagonists that are working together. My big bad evil is a girl who thinks that chaos is the natural state of the world and is trying to bring chaos about. Then there's a goddess who follows her because she wants revenge and chaos is the perfect way to get it. And then there's the third one who agrees with the sentiments of the first one and essentially does a lot of the dirty work. But I'm not sure why she goes to such extremes.
Yeah, I have one
Whoa.
from Omni's Art Fortress, and they said, eventually Diane let out a lightly shuddering breath. Let's focus on getting Lynn, Jasmine, and Luke out first. That way we can have more help when it comes time to release this information. And they got to 123 words.
I see Sarah Jordan hit 30,000 words. Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm not even there yet. I don't think I will get there this time. I think I'm losing.
Oh,
It's okay.
I'm so not in like anywhere close. Let's see. Oh, Melanie Hannon just finished their 16th chapter, I think. Nice. I have one more here.
Okay.
Julia Peterson says, I like it. Nadia says, how will we trip the alarm? I look at Tion and see approval in her eyes. She knows what I'm going to say. We don't, I say. I do. I'm going to be taken prisoner again.
All right. So those were all really good. I'm glad that we could help inspire some people.
Yeah.
So now we're going to explain what we're actually going to do. So the prompts are going to be the prompts for the actual write-in, like the things that we want your writing to be inspired by today, as usual. The Choose Your Own Adventure is going to be like how our coffee breaks usually are, where we like, how last week we did Mad Libs, but this time it's going to be throughout the story. So we will read out the options. You guys will pick one most popular option. We'll get it, and we will continue from there.
So the adventure does not reflect what prompt you will get.
Yes. So you can choose one of the prompts that we give, 2 of them, none of them, whatever you want. But the adventure is an adventure on its own.
So we're going into Word Sprint 2 now.
Yes.
So now that we know how we can connect with the villain, it's important to understand why your villain dislikes the protagonist. Of course, you've created this character to act as the opposing force, and thus they generally hate the leading character, but it's important to understand their motivation. Perhaps it's more nuanced than you think. Maybe they have some kind of past that we don't, or like the reader does not know about. Or maybe there's some other like indirect backstory as to why the antagonist hates the protagonist. Like maybe it was their parents or their families are feuding or something like that.
Yes. So we will read the prompts out first before we read the adventure. That way you guys hear the prompts and it's not like, feeling cramped for time. So prompt A will be just, what is your antagonist's problem? Why does your antagonist hate the protagonist so much? Your antagonist probably thinks he or she is a good person and that the protagonist is the bad one. What is their viewpoint? And then prompt B is, of course, your antagonist dislikes or hates your protagonist. Who is someone they actually like and why do they like them? Think maybe Daredevil and Wilson Fisk, manipulating a woman to love him and what he does. That's the first thing that popped into my head for that.
I have to watch it.
You should. It's great.
I'm like in the middle of Empire right now, so I'm like dying over that. Anyway.
So we chose decision B
from the last time.
And you are walking down the path of what once was a place full of happy memories. You can't help but think of all the fun times that you had as you pull your jacket closer to you. It's eerie now, and you don't want to be here, but you must bring justice for the legacy of camp. After a few minutes, you see animals running away from where the lake is, and the rumbling is growing louder. Now you A, turn back around, or B, keep heading towards the lake.
So let us know in the chat if you want to A, turn back around, or B, keep heading towards the lake. And as usual, our prompts are totally optional, so if you are just running on something right now,
we totally skipped it. The decision, didn't we?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I
Never mind.
highlighted the one that
Okay.
we chose.
I'm off. Ignore me. So 7 minutes for our prompts. Choose A or B for the next adventure part of our story. And we will start now. the window was open, you could hear Nanobird.
Yeah.
It's cold today, though, guys.
Yeah, and it's kind of windy. So.
But Nanobird representatives are always here. So we have about a minute left. Please give us your favorite line, or like or dislike, or who your villain or antagonist falls in love with, or whatever you want to give us. And we will read a couple out. All right, and that is time. Do you have a couple good ones to read out, Amon?
Yeah, I have one from Emily S. They said, one of my antagonists is a secret antagonist. He admires my main character's persistence and he feels bad when he is made to thwart her plans. And someone asked, so then why would your antagonist want to try to thwart your main character's plans? They responded by saying he doesn't because if he doesn't, then the real antagonist will hurt my main character. Sounds interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah,
That's definitely a twist.
Yeah.
And Lambert got to 197 words, and the antagonist is falling in love with his new job at a fireworks factory. That's hard not to fall in love with, especially if you love things that explode.
Yeah. Let's see. I have Alex Owen. They wrote, my antagonist doesn't like the protagonist because she reminds him of the little sister he accidentally killed when he was on a hunting trip.
Aww.
Well, that's sad.
I have Fiona Zobel said, my protagonist is her own antagonist. She can't control her actions because of an onslaught of mental stimulation that causes her to lash out in an attempt to find silence.
Thanks. I'll read one more.
Okay.
I see some of you got to 200 words, which is awesome. Ashley Fetterman shared a favorite sentence. They wrote, the time that it took to drag the bodies from the cabin into the brush was much longer than Cade anticipated. And they reached 189 words.
That's awesome. So, I guess we'll go into wordsmith number 3.
Okay, so the antihero. The antihero is defined as a central character in a story, movie, or drama who lacks conventional heroic attributes. Classic examples include Lucifer, Satan in Paradise Lost, Othello, Hamlet, and Macbeth in their self-titled Shakespeare plays, and Jay Gatsby from The Great Gatsby. And some more contemporary ones include, Holden Caulfield from Catcher in the Rye. I hated him, by the way. Anyway.
I never read it, so I tried. I really did, but I just couldn't get into it. Maybe now that I'm older.
Maybe now that I'm older. In high school, I did not like him, though. And maybe now that I'm older, I'll appreciate him more. And of course, Severus Snape from Harry Potter. I had to bring Harry Potter back into this. So they aren't inherently likable, but some of their actions make you realize they are not, in fact, wholly bad people. So the 2 prompts we have for this word sprint is, prompt A is, using a character in your story, try to make them an anti-hero. Or you may already have a character like that. What is unconventional about them? Prompt B is, what is your antagonist's fatal flaws? What is your villain and antagonist's downfall?
All right, so you guys picked B, go big or go home.
For the choose your own adventure.
For choose your own adventure. So while you're thinking about your prompts, we're going to read out the part that you chose and give you some more options for that. So continuing forward towards the lake, you continue towards the lake, trails of feathers and little bones leading the way. You get the feeling that you should turn back. but you brave through and finally make it to the gray waters. It is silent now, fog rolling out from the trees, and you know you shouldn't be here. There are green scales on the ground, and you start fearing for the worst. For some reason, you start getting hungry, but that's something that only happened when you were around someone familiar during camp. You, A, keep following the scales, or B, head back to your car.
So in the chat, let us know if you want to choose A, keep following the scales, or B, head back to your car for the choose your own adventure.
Yeah. Do you want to go for 10 minutes this time?
I think we should keep it at 7.
Keep it at 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have 7 minutes like the other ones. We'll give you a 1-minute warning, and as always, the prompts are optional, so you can just write what you've been doing.
And give us your word count, and
Yeah.
we'll like that too. So we'll start now.
I like that you guys are talking about Potter Puppet Pals in the chat. Did you know that the actors wanted to act it out apparently and do like a live action version of that?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm so sad that never happened. But I read that from Tumblr, so who knows how true that is. Oh yeah, in case you got caught up singing Potter Puppet Pals, here are the prompts again. So prompt A is using a character in your story and try to make them an anti-hero. Or you may already have a character like that. What is unconventional about them? Prompt B is what is your antagonist's fatal flaws? What is their downfall?
We have about a minute left. So if you want to go ahead and share your favorite line, go ahead and do that in the chat. Right, that's time. All right, so we have our decision for our next adventure. It was very clear. Do you have some to read out so far?
Yeah, I have one from Samantha Birch. They wrote, "My villain, the evil queen's fatal flaw is true love. My book's a dark, twisted fairy tale retelling." That sounds interesting. You know,
Who did you just read?
Samantha Birch.
Okay. Sorry if I butcher her name. Dariani said, "Greta, this isn't a car. It's a fly pod. We have to jump. Greta is speaking over my thoughts as I begin to hyperventilate, unable to speak for fear that I'm going to cry."
Let's see. I have from Beth G. They said, "He takes from anyone the rich and the poor alike. He takes on a whim and without reason. This is what got him in trouble as a boy, and now he is even more dangerous. He does not mix well with power."
All right. We'll share like one more out.
One more?
Yeah, Sarah Jordan got to 300 and said he would give me candies and say, "Now sit down here, Neil, and we're going to learn something today. Let me tell you." That sounds very like inspirational. Like let me teach you this. Like,
even though they're trying to be mean, maybe.
Yeah. So so we chose to follow the scales. And let me get to it because I'm always scrolling further down than I need to be.
Well, so
I found it.
Should I read the word sprint first?
Yeah, go ahead and read the sprint.
Okay, so since you found it, we are now at word sprint 4. I feel like we breezed past through this.
Today's went by so fast.
I know. So maybe your antagonist isn't always directly present in the story. Take the Hunger Games, for example. We all know about President Snow from Katniss and all the videos that they show and how everybody talks about him and the fear he's stricken in the districts. But we barely even see him in the novels until towards the end, where he becomes more of a big presence. But he's a looming presence throughout the story and to the tributes and, of course, Katniss. So our prompts are prompt A is maybe your antagonist isn't directly present in a scene to create an obstacle for your leading character / protagonist. Write about how your antagonist indirectly affects your protagonist, be it through other people working for the villain or by creating some sort of trap or something. And prompt B is, how does the story end for your villain / antagonist? Rather than focusing on their past, what does their future hold?
Right. And then for our Choose Your Own Adventure, we chose to follow the scales. You get a chill up your spine because really you know who it is, but you don't want to admit it. You hear him munching on bones of the defenseless animals that he had once been friends with. You can see his tail, his body hunched over the little blue creature that he is devouring. You A, run and scream and go home, or B, confront him.
So
guys, choose your prompt. We're going to give you 10 minutes for this word sprint, especially because we started a little bit late.
Yeah.
So please leave either A, run and scream and go home in the chat, or B, confront him in the chat for our Choose Your Own Adventure. And we will start time now.
And we'll give you a 1 minute warning, and as always, these prompts are totally optional, so you can do what you want if you do not pick our prompts.
We have about a minute left. If you want to share your favorite line or phrase or anything, please do so in the chat. All right, time is up. Let's see. So we have Kathy Chandler, and she said, hot chocolate and biscuits would have made a welcome accessory to my morning start. However, the kitchen remained Mama Turner's domain alone. No sneaking in to to concoct any food or drink ever.
I have one from Julia Peterson. They wrote, "That's good," I say, reaching halfway across the table towards him. I stop myself and then take his hand. He doesn't flinch away from me, but then again, he may not have noticed.
Little Wanderer Child got 135 words.
I have one from Troy M. They wrote, "I don't get it, Blobby. Why does Mama have to be so mean?" The stuffed alligator, round as a beach ball, stared back at him with shiny black eyes and said nothing, as always. We'll read one more?
One more, yeah.
I'll read one from Annie Wu. They wrote, "Holding it came with memories, the smell of sawdust, keeping his weight balanced and taking steady breaths, and the power of firing, of controlling a machine of death."
Alright guys, so before I read our last answer for the Choose Your Own Adventure, which everyone chose to confront, please share maybe your word counts for the entire day. We like to see that a lot, and then we'll continue. But so for confront him, Blobby, you scream. How could you? You feel betrayed. All those days spent making bracelets for each other and writing stories together feel like a lie. You were supposed to be friends, and Blobby was supposed to keep the integrity of camp alive while everyone else was away. He was the caretaker, the lover of everyone in the outdoors, but he managed to do the unspeakable. How could you do this to Nanobird? He's our friend. Blobby turns around, a look of confusion on his face. He roars a roar of desperation, one pleading for you to try and understand. The quality of food in the off-season months goes down severely, and he was just hungry. Graham crackers weren't going to cut it. Blobby, you start. You can't go around eating our friends. I'm sorry. I just can't let you do this. You have to understand that. So, for next week, continue what happens next in the comments because the chat clears after the live stream ends. And that'll be your task for next week.
So I'm so looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with.
I know what happens.
And
so thank you guys for joining us today. We are out of time.
And next week we'll be talking about what happens after your climactic scenes and the end of your story.
Yeah.
Because we're almost at the end of camp.
I know, 2 more.
Yeah.
To think we didn't want to do these.
I know. We were super shy in the beginning.
Yeah. So if you have any suggestions for word sprints or games or something for next week, please leave them in the comments along with your continuation of our Choose Your Own Adventure, which you should come up with a name for as well because I want to see that. But we will leave the answers of the Choose Your Own Adventure in the comments later today as well. So yeah. Choose Your Own Adventure name and continuation, suggestions, and the times for next week are Tuesday at 2 p.m. I will not be here, but I will be in the chat with you guys. And then Wednesday at 11 a.m. with Amon. I don't know who you're going to be joined with.
Someone from the staff.
Someone from the staff, but Tuesday will be happening probably with Tim. So, yeah. All right. Goodness, there's so much stuff on this.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Maybe.